Does my face look dark?
It's a little bit dark.
Let me just turn on an extra light. The people need to see all this. Is that any better?
Yes, that is better.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Reseller Clickbait Podcast. We're on episode 126. Here with Mr. Claus.
The all Christmas episode, right?
The all Christmas. Not all Christmas.
You said after Thanksgiving, I had to wait until.
Well,
and it's
I am
after
in
Thanksgiving.
the Christmas spirit. Like the Christmas spirit is in the house now. We haven't put up a tree or anything yet, but I am feeling Christmas. Like Christmas shows are showing up on Netflix.
Yes.
I'm not watching them, but they're there. So you get that good feeling. We have expired hot cocoa in the pantry that I got to get rid of and get some new stuff.
Yes, I know. I looked the other day. It was like, it's been brutally cold around here. And
yes,
I went to get some hot chocolate. Yes, and all my hot chocolate is expired from last year. So
I didn't know that hot cocoa expired until we made a thing of hot cocoa. This has been a couple of weeks ago, and it tasted off. And I was like, why does this taste weird? And then I went and found the box, and it expired like a year and a half ago.
I'm going to be doing a thing over on my Ken vs. 10 show. I've been getting these like Starbucks gift cards, like winning in these giveaways on whatnot and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I thought, well, I can use them for hot chocolate. And then I thought, well, you know what I ought to do? And then also some Dunkin' gift cards. I think I'm going to do well, maybe I'll do it on here as like a Christmassy sort of a review thing too. I'm going to compare hot chocolates, Starbucks, Dunkin', Tim Hortons, just like a McDonald's, different hot chocolates.
You could. This podcast doesn't have a very good budget. It's actually quite low. It's below zero.
It's actually, yes, we're in the negatives.
Them. We could use them for giveaways on here. Just re-gift them. I couldn't use a Starbucks card anyway because the nearest Starbucks or Dunkin' from here is like an hour away.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, but see what a treat that would be if you were in an area. Is there one in the area like where you go sourcing and where your grandkids and your kids live?
There is, but every time I've been in a Starbucks, they always look at me like I'm weird because I go up and just order a black coffee. Like, don't put none of your
getting a double latte.
No, just a large black coffee, and that's my order.
It's like, sorry, sir, we don't do that here.
Now, I will say if I'm feeling fancy, because sometimes when you walk into a Starbucks, it makes you feel a little bit fancy.
Yeah.
So I'll order one of those chocolate croissants.
Ooh.
And then you have to actually say the words to the person. You like, I want a croissant, and it just makes you feel fancy.
Ooh. I get the Burger King croissant sandwiches. Does that sound as bougie as I'd like a croissant sandwich, please?
That sounds more my style. You give me any food with a Mick in front of it, and that's probably more my social class, the Mick something.
Yes, the Mick. The Mick loser. I'll have the.
I have to order in other languages like venti, latte, whatever the hell they have there. I'm just large coffee. That's my order.
Something Mick bougie. That's what you need. What do you have on the menu that's Mick bougie?
Speaking of Mick, I heard they have their first unmanned McDonald's in Texas somewhere now. Where did I see that? I saw that just last week. Like it's a fully automated McDonald's. I don't know if it's
unmanned because nobody's showing up to eat there.
No, it's just all automated.
Oh, is it? Wait, there's nobody cooking the food or anything like that?
No, it's just automated. It's like a McDonald's vending machine. It makes the food and sends it out the drive-through.
Get out.
I heard that.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I'm gonna see if that was real or if it was just clickbait. But I thought that was interesting. That's where it's headed.
Clickbait doesn't work, Cory. We've proven that.
Clickbait
here on the show.
Well, I think clickbait actually does work. We just suck at it.
Well, this is probably,
and that's been verified.
True.
It's been verified by AI.
Corey ran some AI on the podcast, and we confused it. It has no clue what we do on this show, as do neither do the listeners. I don't even think we know half the time what the hell we're talking about.
When you feed AI a 3-year-old podcast channel and ask it for advice and analyze it and tell us what we're doing, what we're not doing good, and it said, let's start from the beginning. That's a little demoralizing. That's a horrible feeling.
It's yeah. You gotta figure out what people want to hear. What do you guys want to hear? What do you want us to talk about?
Start over as AI's suggestion. Let's go back to the drawing board.
You want resellery content? Do you want just goofy nonsense of what went on?
Reselling, or are you selling geese or or Carl, or like it didn't know what to do with our titles?
Damn it, Carl. Yeah. Well, how would they? But we appreciate the people that do listen. Cory, look, viewer mail.
Who's it addressed to?
It's actually addressed to the Reseller Clickbait Podcast.
Oh, sweet.
So this includes you. This came to our the PO box that I have now. I use it for the podcast and for my show and for other stuff. But shout out to our good friend, longtime listener, viewer, Mary McQueen. Mary McQueen, right? Oh, wait, I shouldn't be showing Mary McQueen's address. But you could, everybody could send Mary McQueen some viewer mail. But a really nice card here. It's got all the Peanuts
Charlie Brown
characters from it. And nice, and may there be at least one moment this holiday season when you're reminded what it's really all about, the Christmas season. And then it says, Dear Ken and Cory.
How about that?
And families. So you have to let Teresa
too,
and Jill and everybody that Mary sends her great wishes. Christmas blessings to you and yours. She missed getting out birthday cards, but wasn't missing Christmas. Merry Christmas, Mary McQueen. Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you very much. So,
we're so horrible at sending out Christmas cards.
I don't send out a lot of Christmas cards. I like to send out I made like a video Christmas card and send it out, which is always fun because then you can, personalize. That takes a long time.
We're just terrible at it because you get busy, and then when you finally feel really Christmassy and you're like, I want to tell my family I care and send them a card, it's like Christmas Eve. Like, well, how much did I really care?
Just call. It's like I need to make my Christmas video just like generic, where I would go, like when I was filming it, I would go like, hey, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great season. And then, it would be like, Merry Christmas, Cory. Just dub in the Merry Christmas, Dan in Demand. And it just would have like,
you could just do one of those dancing elf videos. Are those still around?
I haven't seen one this year, but I would imagine they are. Those were always fun.
Yeah, I think I would rather just send somebody a card in like June and just say, I'm thinking about you. Like, I think that would mean more than a Christmas card.
I can see that. Yeah. The unexpected surprise.
Yep. That's more my style. I'll just send somebody a message or a card and just let them know I'm thinking about them in an off time, like middle of summer when nothing's going on, rather than a Christmas card. At some point, they almost feel expected. Like you're never surprised if you get a Christmas card.
Well, I was. What do you mean, Cory?
The podcast we are, because nobody knows the podcast, so that's a rarity.
This is true. And then here's how it brightens my day. Every day I have this feeling of depression because I go to drop off my mail and the PO box is there, and I stick the key in and I turn it and open it. It's like empty every day. So imagine the joy that I had in my heart when I opened up the PO box the other day and reach in and there's an envelope in there. I'm like, well, the last time I opened it up and got in there, it was like a return on something that didn't get to somebody. It's like, oh, well, at least it was something.
That same feeling of depression about once a week. When I open StreamYard
to record for the but
that was this again.
That was fun. It was good to get the card, and
it was.
But, yeah, we're not really doing an all Christmas episode today yet. We do have the Holiday Live Tour coming up soon. We'll get the dates and guest list and everything put out on that soon. We're still formalizing.
We'll probably have to announce that next episode.
Oh yeah, we will for sure, because it's coming. Man, Christmas is just coming up quick. There's such a short time between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year.
Yep.
And the Thanksgiving. Oh God, did 2 dinners, Thursday with the family, Friday out at the cabin. We played tons of games. Did you do any Black Friday? Did you do any Black Friday shopping or deals or anything like that?
No shopping. I mean, the Black Friday shopping is so ridiculous. I mean, they just raise the prices and then lower them back to the normal price anyway. Most of the deals aren't really deals. Cyber Monday, sometimes you can snag a few things, but we didn't really
go out for Black. I haven't been like out where you go out in the cold early in the morning and go check out, the stand in line.
We did see, we saw a few friends that took pictures while they were out Black Friday shopping this year, and I was just depressed by it. Because they're like, the Black Friday shopping is not what it used to be in store. Like Target, to get the Black Friday deals, you had to order it for curb pickup. So you just pull up and they bring it out to you. So the store was empty. There was nobody in the store.
I saw other people that had posted that. Yeah, they were at like Sam's Club and places like, and there was like not one person in line. And this was like, not at the peak, not at that like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And it was probably like maybe even 9 o'clock, but not one person in the store at that time.
Yeah, but that's the pictures we were seeing come back were all that way. There's just nobody there.
My niece was talking on Thanksgiving night that they were going to go out to the store Five Below. Do you have like Five Below stores?
Well, it's Five Below zero temperature, but I don't think we have a store that name.
Oh, it was cool. But they had this deal like Squishmallows. Like you get so many people in the thing, and in the store you would get a bag and you could fill it with Squishmallows for like $20 or whatever. Which what it turned out to be is the bag wouldn't have held more. You could have bought them at regular price and got more of them than you could have stuffed into this bag for the $20. But they were going to go out, her and my niece. She was going to take my niece was going to take my great niece out for like kind of her first Black Friday experience. And so I thought, oh, well, if I wake up, I'll go out because the store opened at like 7. If I wake up, I'll come over and hang out with you in the line and maybe pick up some Squishmallows because they had like an exclusive Wizard of Oz ones. They had Wizard of Oz ones, and that movie Wicked is out right now. And so that's pretty popular. Thought, well, I'll go over and check it out. And I ended up getting there like 20 minutes before they did. I got there about 6:30. So I had about a half an hour to stand outside the store in the cold. But, I always have fun.
Event. It's not like you'd be early.
It is not like Porsche. This is true as well. But I did get there, and then you goof with the people. I like to represent my section of the line and just be goofy and have fun and festive. And it was, so it did get in the store. I only got a couple of the different Wizard of Oz ones. Yeah. But what they did is that bag was so small. What they were doing is they were giving you 10 for $20 is what they ended up doing, at least in our store. So a couple, $2 a piece for the Squishmallows. And I got some of the Wizard of Oz ones. I got some Rudolph ones. I got some Nightmare Before Christmas ones, whatever. And so, it was you want to get the real deals.
You gotta show up the day after Christmas. That's when everything is really on clearance.
Yes. But I had fun. I had fun. It was, although it was cold, I did bundle up properly. Some people hadn't bundled up. Here's what I don't like on a Black Friday, especially on a deal like that where X amount of people in the store, the first so many in the store get a bag and they get this deal, right? Well, you'll get the people in line that they're like the placeholder people. Everybody else is sitting in the car and there's one person sitting there, and then it gets to be like 5 till 7. And all of a sudden, people. Here comes 3-4 people out of the car in line. It's like, oh, wait a minute. That's not fair. Now you're going to get like 4 more of the deals ahead of me. And
back in the real Black Friday days, that somebody's getting mugged for that.
Oh yeah. I used to get warmed up, the morning. I do my stretches, try to get ready to get in. I'll knock over an old lady. I don't care if I have to.
They're the worst. They're so entitled just because you've been here longer.
That day, I don't know if people had a more festive attitude. If people had a more festive attitude that day or whatever. But, I had done my Santa beard or bleached out my Santa beard like normally it wouldn't be until today, the day that we're recording, like on the weekend after Thanksgiving, but I did it a couple of weeks ago. But I've kind of been keeping a little bit low key, not always wearing my red and my hat and stuff out. So when I went out Black Friday, I had my hat on and my glasses, really looking Santa-y in line, going to I went to a few different stores then, and it was cool. The reaction that I was getting from people, lots of smiles, lots of hey Santas, lots of, Merry Christmases. And it was just fun. And I couldn't decide, okay, whether it's looked at like this. I smelled festive, Cory. I smell.
Yeah.
I think it's because I smell good. Because, and I brought this in the room. Shout out to our seasonal show sponsor, Soft Soap. Soft Soap here with the limited edition peppermint candy sugar cookie. Well, you get 2 peppermint candies. So body wash. I'm out there. I'm smelling good. I'm smelling pepperminty. And then when I put like the in this season, this is what made me extra cold too. When I, doing my beard and I put the beard oil and stuff in, I put a couple of drops of peppermint, like essential oil in there, and, rub that into my face. It makes my face cool, but you go outside.
Here, like
yes.
to the AI discussion where AI was confused by our podcast, and I'm just listening here and I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to understand.
One doesn't need artificial intelligence to figure out that this is complete
You don't
nonsense.
even need a lot of intelligence, period.
but man, you should get some of this peppermint candy. Oh, you smell. If you could smell me right now, Cory, you would be like.
See, we need to turn this into a product
Christmas
review show, and then we can at least get some affiliate money coming in.
Well, oh yeah, we should. I don't want to have to make people go out and buy it with an affiliate link. I just want Soft Soap or frickin' dude wipes or Kraft macaroni and cheese. I just want them to send me money for pitching their products constantly. That's all I want. A check or maybe some free product. Hey, I could use some extra dude wipes. Minty Joe. So see, I have my morning constitution, we'll say. And so now I'm pepperminty fresh. Like with my Soft Soap body wash, I got my beard oil in with my drops of peppermint essential oil, and my backside with the minty fresh chill of dude wipes. I'm covered. I'm minty fresh everywhere.
It's like doing a podcast with Buddy the Elf, I swear.
I don't know. That's just the shit that I think of during the week.
Yeah, we're very similar. Nothing. I think of the same things.
Do you? Is
no.
it? No. Okay, so we're supposed to be talking about reselling. Or how was your week, Cory? How was with Black Friday? This is kind of really starts the big buying season. We're way into fourth quarter now. We're into almost the end of fourth quarter. Well, today is December 1st that we're recording.
It is.
So this will be out on the December 2nd. So we are fully entrenched.
We're in it.
So with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this episode, happy Cyber Monday, everybody. This will be out on Cyber Monday. How was your fourth quarter, or have you picked up more holiday sales since we're really into that buying season?
It's been crazy. The store's been going nuts. So our sales are way up. Well, they're comparable to last year at this time, but that's a good thing because they're way up. But the problems are way up too. I know in the last week we've had like 4 INADs, and they're just absolutely ridiculous stuff. Like somebody ordered a brown coat and they got it. They said it's not brown, it's black. Under no light source is that coat black. It's not a. So we had a colorblind person order apparently, and then we had somebody order 1 boot for a doll, and the listing says left boot only, and it only shows the 1 boot. And they got it, and they were like, "There's not 2 boots," so they filed an INAD.
You're selling one doll boot.
Yep, and they do sell that way. We've sold a lot of them that way. If you have like the feet for Bratz dolls, like people will buy just the left foot,
just like the actual foot, or
it's a foot with a boot on it. That's how Bratz dolls work. The boots, you change their shoes by changing their feet. They just
really?
snap back on the legs. Yep.
I never find any Bratz dolls anywhere. So, you know, and with a Barbie doll, you could take the boots off a Barbie doll, but the feet, that requires like wire cutters or something like that. If you wanted to. So
yep, you need tools for that.
Man, so, 4 INADs in 1 week.
And they're all like BS. Like all of them we're gonna get overturned, I'm sure of it, because they're just nonsense. Like it's obvious that coat is brown. There's no way you could mistake it for a black coat. It's not even a super dark brown coat. It's like a medium brown.
So they're sending it back. I mean, you're making them send it back, and
if you file an item not as described, it automatically issues a return label.
Okay. Well,
so
yeah, I know
they're
that.
all coming back.
That's painful. 4 INADs. I don't even know the last time that I had an INAD.
It hurts your soul because you're trying so hard to make sure you have that account in good health. And then in like a period of a week, you get 4 item not as described. And they're not even legit. Like there's nothing I can fix. We haven't done anything. Like I would almost rather they were like, we sent him the wrong coat. Because then I'm like, okay, well, I can fix something.
Yeah.
Like I can make sure that we're doing another check during shipping or something like that. There's something to fix. This time, all 4 of these times, there's nothing to fix. It's just a...
Yeah.
I don't want to call anybody names, but it's just a bad buyer.
You do want to call people names. You're just not going to do that. Well, not
publicly.
In this, in the public forum here. We were talking a little bit about that, the different buyers and the different buyer traits. We did make a list as we were talking about. Different eBay buyer traits or buyer personalities or buyer what?
We've got 10 buyer personas, I guess.
Ooh, see, that sounds bougie. See, you are a bougie guy.
I'm with a bougie person, so I tend to blend in.
Could we say they're their eBay Mick personas? They're Mick traits.
We can say it.
They're eBay Mick
prefer
traits.
We didn't.
So one of the first ones that you had talked about, I had happen this week is one of the traits is the ghoster, the person that ghosts you, that asks all these questions or whatever. So I had these items that I had just, believe it or not, Cory, I've been actually listing a few things on eBay, getting some stuff up there. And one of the recent ones was truthfully.
I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that. That's the only reason I do this, Cory, is to make you proud of me. That's the only reason I resell. It's maybe I'll get a card.
Pat on the back over here.
Maybe I'll get a card from Cory to the P.O. box. Cory, the address is down below. If you don't know it, it's in the description.
Minimal effort. It's going to be a virtual card for sure.
But I had one of those. I had listed these 3. They were like frisbees, like these special spinner frisbees that, and they're all still new in the package. I had a red, yellow, and blue one. And somebody contacted me and wanted to know, hey, I would like to buy all of these, when they were all 3 separate listings. I'd like to buy all of them, but can you work with me on shipping? And the easiest thing I thought was, well, I'll just make one listing for all 3 rather than having to go through a thing where they bought them all and then go refund the shipping. That works. I've done that as well. And so I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I looked up what shipping might be. I sent that to them and it's like, yeah, that's great. I would like to do that. Okay, I'll pull the listings down. I'll make one listing for that. I'll let you know when I do that. And we can get this transaction done. Because at that point, it would be live. I didn't want to just do it and get it live. And then somebody else take it at kind of this reduced shipping in case they lived much farther away than the other person. And so I do all that. Okay, let me know if I have it ready. Let me know. And then nothing. Totally ghosted. Haven't heard one thing back from them. And so now I don't have any of the listings up because I pulled the other ones down. And so that was just like a few days ago. So I figured I'd give them probably till tomorrow. Probably, Cyber Monday, that'd be a good day for them to be online and look for stuff. But yeah, the ones that send you all of the information or ask a few questions and you accommodate the best that you can, And so now I'm out. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe these Frisbees would have sold all individually because I got the response. They had a good sell-through rate, and maybe somebody else would have bought them by now. So
you just have to end that one, put your listings back up. But your shipping thing actually brought up something. Before we move on to the next personality type, we might have made an error, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
On eBay, maybe you know, or maybe somebody watching knows, rather than doing the combined shipping as you buy them both and we're going to refund you the extra, like we've always done. That's how we've always done it.
Yeah.
We went into eBay and we turned on the combined shipping. So now they can buy multiple things in their cart and it'll automatically combine shipping by adjusting. It'll just add the weights together.
Yeah.
And then we put a $2 per item handling charge for extra items. That's how we set it up.
Okay.
Has anybody ever set up the combined shipping and just let eBay combine the shipping rather than you trying
I have not done that
them every time?
Yeah, because I mean, very seldom do you get when you're an everything seller. Very, very seldom do you get one person that's going to buy multiple different types of items.
We get it all the time. Well, we sell a lot of the things we buy in lots. Our tie tacks, our ties, our dolls, the Brats and the Barbies, like things like that. We buy in big lots. So they might be buying 2, 3, 4 Barbies.
Oh, and, I can see that.
And they'll want to combine shipping, and then they'll have to, there's a roadblock in the way. They have to message us and say, hey, will you combine the shipping? We're like, yes, we will. Go ahead and buy them all at the full price with the full shipping, and whatever extra shipping there is, we'll refund you after the purchase when we ship it.
Which is what I've done.
So it puts some friction between them and the purchase, which makes a lot of people just not buy. So we just turned on combined shipping so that it just automatically takes care of it. But I know I've heard somewhere horror stories about that and losing money on shipping. I just don't know what those pitfalls are. But we turned it on. We're gonna try it. So we'll see. If somebody knows that's a mistake, let me know why.
Yes, I would be interested to hear that as well, because I would just turn that on. Now that's in your like your shipping preferences. Yep. You don't have to turn that on for like every single item.
No, then you would go
globally. Okay.
Yep.
I have to look into that as well. But when I was talking about, being an everything seller, when you buy in big lots, your tie tacks and your Barbies and stuff, I can see somebody buying those, but I don't always have big lots of stuff. Most all of my items are all completely different. So I'm not getting a lot of people that are going to buy a Frisbee and then go buy a Barbie or
we do get that though. We get it fairly often. Like we had somebody buy a set of plates and a Christmas house. Like you do get orders where they
I've
find
had that for sure.
And I think the reason you don't get more, or the reason we don't get more, is because they have to communicate with you. They have to message you in order to even try to combine it.
Yeah.
Or they have to pay full 2 separate shippings. So I think the friction there is why you don't get it as much. Yeah. But I don't know if that combined shipping is going to work for us or against us yet. We're going to find out because I turned it on. But speaking of the communication, that's our next personality type. That the over communicator. That's the guy that wants to buy something from you or buy something, and then he tells you the whole story about why he bought it. I'm buying this for my uncle's birthday because he loves trains and he used to ride on a train from coast to coast and he had a kosher meal on the way, and just goes on and on.
Yes. Yeah. And then a lot of times what I find, you get it kind of twofold. The people that are telling you that they have bought the item, and then they send you a message and tell you why they bought it. It's like, well, you've already bought it. Great. I appreciate the story, which sometimes it's good to hear people's stories.
Sometimes I think people are just lonely and they want to talk.
Yes. Agreed. And, which that was one of the, wasn't that one of the ones, the long lasting pen pal?
Yeah, that's coming up.
I don't want to jump ahead, but the people that over communicate of why and what, it's just like, get to the point. I like to interact with people. I'm a social kind of guy. But
we get that talkative person a lot when we're dealing with dolls and Barbies and stuff like that. I think the Barbie collector is a special type of person. Like they really want to talk. They want to talk shop.
Yeah. So that was what? That was the over communicator.
That was number 2.
the negotiator. The negotiator, the person that just wants to keep going. You know, okay, you have a $50 item, $100 item, and they come in and they lowball you at like, oh, I'll give you, you know, $10 for this $100 item, and then and we all get this. I've just had this recently where it was a $50 item and somebody offered me like 15 for it, and so I went back in. I always just reply with or I don't dump them out. And we've talked about this topic before as far as, you know, the differences between you and Teresa of how you treat the lowballers and the negotiators, if you will. But it's like at some point they start just wasting your time. It's like maybe it's a $50 item and the least I want to take is 40. So if they send me that lowball offer, I might send them back an offer at $40, and then they come back at like $16. Like, ooh, that's going to change my mind. You know, ooh, one more dollar, thanks. And then you know, I'll go back again at my $40. It's like so that they get the point that I'm not going any lower. And then they'll send you, you know, $18. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. And at that point, then I just quit communication. I don't usually block the person. I'll just decline. Yeah, just decline and be done. It's like I don't have time. It is funny
though. The initial reaction when I get an offer, even if it's a $100 item and they offer $10, generally my initial reaction is, sweet, I got an offer. There's a possible sale here. So I might go back at 90 and give them a discount and just let them know this is my best price or whatever.
Yeah.
Teresa's initial reaction is, I hate you. I hope you trip and fall. Don't talk to me again. Like, if you send her $10 on a $100 item, she does not like you immediately.
I can see people testing the waters because sometimes you do get those folks where they lowball you at first and then you get to the real price later on. But the ones that are just wasting your time.
If you don't lowball, like if you're at a garage sale and you see an item you want to buy and it's $100, I don't generally offer them 90 for it. I'll be like, you know, I like it, but you know, I'm kind of give or take right now. I could leave it just as easy. You know, would you take 50? Knowing that they're probably going to come back up somewhere in the 75, 80 range, and I'll get it for that. I always come in really low. I don't go in and give them 90 because they probably would have sold it to me for 75 or 80.
Yes.
So I get it. I'm fine with that game. I don't mind the low ball offer. But if you send me 10 and I send you back 90 and you come back with 12, I'll just decline after that.
Yeah. Well, but there's that difference too. It's so easy when you're behind the screen or behind the phone to go, it's $100 item. Will you take 10? Even to get stuff started at a yard sale, when you are face to face with somebody, you're never going to look at that $100 item. Well, I've seen people, we have some guys in my area that are out to the sales and they do that. And then they bitch and complain at the person. Oh, you're going to keep this. You're not selling this. But yeah, the negotiator behind the screen, that's easy to just go 10 and waste your time. And, but you're not going to go to a live sale. Well, I would do that. Like when somebody, asks when you're trying to negotiate with somebody at a yard sale and they're like, oh, I don't know, make me an offer. And, you know, $10, you know, when you're just being goofy, and that kind of breaks the ice and is fun, but not a legitimate offer.
I have done that before on an item that I really didn't want to have to deal with. It was a good item. I knew it was going to sell and it was going to sell fast and it was going to sell for good money, but it was huge and I didn't want to have to ship it. It was going to be a pain. And they see you looking at it and they're like, I really want to get rid of that. What do you give me for it? And I'm like, I really don't want it that bad. If I'm taking it, I'll give you $1. And I've had some go, you know what? Take it.
Yeah, sometimes it works. It depends on that rapport that you build when you first walk in at a sale, which for me, for negotiating, that's exactly when the negotiation starts. When you walk up to that sale, how you're talking with people, how you're interacting with their kids that are selling lemonade or however it is, that's when the dealing starts. Then if I happen to find something at the sale that I want to deal on, because I'm going to make a deal on everything.
Having kids at a garage sale is like a pet peeve of mine.
Yes. Yeah.
Put your children inside. Don't let them come outside.
Lemonade! Lemonade!
Not just the lemonade, it's everything you pick up. They want to come and, Mom, I don't want to sell this. I still want to play with it. Like all that crap that comes with having kids at your garage sale. Just send your kids in the house and make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Don't bring the little snot noses out.
Jeez, Cory.
People person.
Yeah. It's the festive season. It's the festive
season.
Don't
get me wrong. Right I love kids. I love my kids. I love my grandkids. I don't like other people's kids. If they're yours, keep them away from me.
Cory's just out there building relationships.
But that's funny. I would say worse than the negotiator is the accidental buyer. The guy that buys something, or girl, and then you get that return request, and their reason is we bought it by accident, or my kid clicked on it or something. Like, how do you buy something by accident?
I think it's not a one-click process.
No.
It's a multiple click process to actually buy something. And it's just like, tell me you bought it. Yeah, you don't have to make up an excuse. The accidental, I accidentally bought it. No, you didn't. You had buyer's remorse right after you pushed the button.
I'm fine with an excuse, but be a little more creative. Like, I can't imagine one of these people calling into work and saying they're sick and trying to take a day off like that. What kind of excuse would they give? Like, I can't find my keys. Like, what's the excuse? You got to try a little bit.
A little bit harder. Well, I had a return here recently. It was kind of like the accidental buyer, that it was just the reasoning that they chose is change my mind. They bought it, got to their house, they opened it up.
That one.
Changed my mind, and then it didn't. In the description, it was like didn't work out. It was the wrong size or something. It was just these little baseball figures, guys, that like you would put on a cake or decorate with. Yep. And whatever they wanted them for didn't work out. And I'm okay with that. And it's like,
at least
you wait and see, are they fishing for a return? Are they, just keep it. And because it wasn't a very high dollar item. And it's like, at that point, I just make them, sure, I got on free returns. If you ship it back to me.
They probably used them for the birthday cake and then they're done with
and then sent them back. That actually looked pretty clean. They were, I could lick the frosting. I should have checked them out a little bit close. No, but they were still pretty much in the same original packaging. That they did a really good job of sending them back. Sometimes you take all the care. That's the thing with people that return stuff too. You take all the care to package something, to get it to somebody that's safe, and they're doing a return, and it comes back to you. They just threw this shit, here's this 14th century Ming vase that you bought, and they put it in a poly bag to send it back to you. Like,
yeah, we did that. We overpack. Like, we're guilty of overpack. We pay more for shipping than we have to because we really overpack everything. And everything's going to get there safe. We have almost no breakage. I think we've had 2 things in 3 years that were broken.
Unless the post office or whatever.
I think sometimes they just open it up and they take all the packing out and throw it away. Yeah. And then they tape it back up and send it back.
They throw the box, the original box that you picked with care to be the right size, to fit everything. It's not flopping around. They package like Amazon does. I got this big package the other day. You know how they do. Got this big package the other day, and it had like this one little box in it, and then they put like, I don't know, a whole roll of air pillows, or around. It's like, why didn't you just get a box that was more appropriately sized and use like a couple air pillows? Just drive me nuts.
They were training Carl, and he's not very good.
Damn it, Carl. And then next one up, the collector. The collector, an eBay buyer traits, or it could be on any platform, but we're mostly eBay here.
Barbie
the guy
collector.
That just knows way too much about they're a collector. They know everything that there is, and they're going to point it out. They're not. Here's the one that drives me nuts. They're not even. They're not going to buy it. They already have one. I already have one of these, but yours is. This is really a series 2 gen. It's not a gen 1 like you're saying. Or now, every now and then, you will get the person that will do it in reverse, and they'll say, "Hey, this isn't a series 2. This isn't actually a gen 1, or whatever the product that you're doing," and they'll help you out, or they'll say, "Hey, I noticed in your listing that this was wrong. If you change that, it might sell," or so you're not misleading to people.
We've had this guy before, and sometimes I actually appreciate that. If they approach it right and they're giving you information that's valid and you have it listed wrong, like I appreciate that. And we do change those listings once we verify it. But these guys, a lot of times, turn into the over communicators. Sometimes collectors just like to share their knowledge, and they want to talk to you about it for days.
Yes. It's like me sharing my Christmas festiveness. I know a lot about Christmas and being festive, and I like to share it with you, Cory. So I'm kind of like the over communicating collector. And you were the accidental buyer. It's like, how did I buy into this?
You're like the Santa enthusiast who likes to overshare his Santa obsession, and I'm the Grinch.
The collectors that have they don't have any intent of doing it. They just want to tell you what they know. And
speaking of Santa and the Grinch here,
yes,
this is a really weird dynamic for me because I'm known as the happy, cheery guy in my family. So this is like this is so weird to be the grumpy Grinch guy all the time. I'm the jolly guy.
You're the happy, jolly guy. Man, the rest of your family, they might need
they're all going to hell.
Intervention or counseling or something like that. Wow. Who would have ever guessed? Throw down in the comments if you would have guessed that Cory was the festive guy.
I am the happy, cheery, funny guy in our family. Like I'm the jokester. That's so this is so weird to me that I get to be the Grinchy guy on here, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Are you going to start bleaching your beard too?
I don't think I'll have to. I had to shave it off. It was getting really scraggly, and I didn't like it, so I just took a shaver to it.
Got it all cut down, trimmed, looking fresh for the holiday season. All
looking
right.
Younger. So, let's see. So the next guy would be the perfectionist, and this is more often a girl I've found than it is a guy. Okay. The perfectionist is. I have several names
cards
for
and
this
letters
person
to
that I can't say on here, but this is the person, like, they'll receive it and they're going to leave you a review, and the review is a positive review. Item was exactly as described. Everything looks great, but the package was a little wrinkled, or the tape had some dust under it, or like they have to point out a flaw in everything.
Yes.
Even if they liked what they got, they have to point out something that wasn't right.
Yes. Or, you'll get the ones that are with that are where it's obviously a shipping issue. The product was good, but the postal service, then they want to go into the whole explanation of how the postal service damaged the box. It's like, well, that doesn't do me any good when you're explaining, like, because it still is a reflection on you. Like, everybody knows that the different services, whatever shipping services, don't treat the packages with as much care as we do to send them out. But
I really like the product. I just wish it had come in a white box. Like you just get some weird people. Like it clashed with the product. Like I don't know what it is. Some people are just bougie. They're Starbucks people. That's the problem.
They're probably drinking Starbucks when they're going to pick up their packages, and they give that dramatic reenactment of how they received their package. And
we'll rename that one the Starbucks lady. We'll rename that one to that.
Again, send your comments to Cory, care of Grams and Pops Vintage. So the perfectionist that we tried our best to ship it out. Or let's say when you said like something was wrinkled in the thing, you try your best to describe that, photograph it, whatever, in your listings, and then you get that back. That's like, oh, it's good. Well, yeah, I showed the wrinkle. I talked about the wrinkle.
Yep.
Crazy return guy. The crazy return guy up next. Well, we kind of talked about that already.
It's almost like you ordered it by accident, but it's more than that. It's just the crazy reasons why they return.
It didn't spark joy in me. That I can't give joy in a photograph or a description. When you got it, just returning something for just the reason to return it. Some people are not going to be happy with anything. Oh, you also kind of got to be mindful of the people that, oh, this one that I got is much better than the one I already had. So I'm going to put the one I already had back in the box and return it. the guys that are swapping out.
And they're always going to give you a
collection.
crazy reason too. Like I
Yes.
sent them a new set of pedals for their kid's bike, and the kid got a sore tooth because he bit on it. They should have been softer. Like you're always going to get some dumb reason.
Yeah, if your kid's chewing on pedals, you're going to have a long life.
Keep him off the bike. Just buy him a helmet and make him walk.
Yeah, get it. Kids should wear a helmet in everyday life.
Okay. The next one would be the long lost pen pal. We talked about that one a little bit. That's the person that just uses the eBay messaging system. They're just lonely.
Yeah.
They just want to talk, and they're going to have a full conversation that has nothing to do with the product.
I will have to admit, I have to admit, I've never initiated that conversation, but sometimes I do get caught up. Sometimes the story is intriguing, or
really?
and I'll get those messages back and forth to somebody where I'll it'll be 6, 8, 10 messages back and forth about stuff that ended up not being about the product at all.
There's only one time when I'm going to engage in a conversation like that, especially on eBay, and that's if I'm just messing with them. And I'm just trying to lead them down a path, and I know they're not going to buy. So if I'm going to engage in that, it's going to be for my entertainment.
Well, yeah, it's when you can tell it's a person that's just being that guy. But yeah, I've done that several times. I don't mind talking to people. It don't take that much time. And yeah, you'll get off on the stuff. Now, we're not spending Christmas Eve together with any customers. We're going out to lunch or dinner, but I don't mind the conversation. But some people just don't. No. You have that initial one after they have bought the order, and then when they receive it, they want to come back and tell you all about the item and what it was.
The problem is you sell some lady a cookbook, and then she wants to write you back an entire letter and in the messaging system and tell you about the muffins she made out of the cookbook and how good they were and how her kids loved them. And the polite thing to do is respond to that letter like you would somebody you're talking to, and say, that's great. I'm glad you liked them. Was there anything else you liked? And continue that conversation. My default response when I get a letter like that, it's just no. Just no. Send. I'm gonna respond about the muffins. Yeah. Oh, glad that your family enjoyed them, that you like the item. Just as a customer service sort of thing. It's that just don't leave it one that they give. Yeah. Don't respond in a way that leaves it open ended for a response to come back.
Some people don't understand.
Try to wrap it up. Glad you love the muffins.
Some people don't get the ending.
That's it.
Okay, so yeah, you get a long lost pen pal. What do we got? Panic buyer. Oh, yep. I had one of these. A panic buyer, the guy that wants something. It's like you just got the cha-ching. The ching, it just showed up. You heard it. You look down. Oh, and then you get that immediate ring, that other tone, where you're like, oh, great. I just sold something. Somebody either wants to return it already. Or the people that ask the questions. This isn't the panic buyer, but the people that ask the questions after they already bought something.
Yep.
They push the button, they paid for it, and now they want to know, wait, was this a certain size, or what was the color, or did I see this in the photos, or whatever. But the panic buyer, I had one of these here recently with a person that bought
at this time of year.
Oh, yeah. And I can understand that. But it's like immediately you just push the button. You're going to ask me when it's going to ship. Well, I offer 1-day shipping. You're getting the estimates. If I get something early in the morning, I'm going to ship it that same day. If I have not gone to the post office yet, for me, I am going to package that up and ship it. If not, it's going to go out the next day. And I'll usually tell them that. I offer one business day shipping. This is going out tomorrow. And then you get, that kind of leads into the over communicator sometime. Now they want to explain to you why they need the item that quick.
Or Christmas.
Yes. I recently sold an Ohio State coat. And right after they ordered it, when are you going to ship this? Because I want it before.
Is that the Ohio State coat I tried to lowball you on?
No, okay. It's not. It was another one. a Stephen Barry's like, leather, like, pleather. I don't know what it was. Really nice coat. And it sold pretty quickly after I listed it. But they want, I want this before the Ohio State-Michigan game, which today being the day after the Ohio State-Michigan game, spoiler alert, we've lost to Michigan 4 years in a row. Michigan stinks this year. Ohio State was ranked second in college football, and we lost. We couldn't score for anything. So I'm wondering, put down in the comments, who do you think will be coaching the Ohio State Buckeyes next year? You can go on, and that rivalry is so big. You can win every game of the season, win your bowl games, win everything. If you do not beat Michigan, your job's in jeopardy. I thought we didn't win.
I thought I had established all the reasons why I dislike coming to this podcast, and now I have another one: sports talk.
Okay. We'll move on to my jacket, but yeah, come on, Buckeyes, what's up with that? So yeah, they immediately wanted to know when it was going to ship. I actually hadn't done my shipping yet that day, and I told them, this is going out today. You should have it in plenty of time, because at least they didn't buy it on Thursday and want to wear it for the game on Saturday. And it actually got to them the next day, because they were in my same state in Ohio.
Nice.
And it was a priority mail package because the weight. Well, I think it was actually Ground Advantage to begin with, but because it wasn't like what they had paid for shipping, and to upgrade them to priority mail it didn't really cost me anything extra, or might have been a buck or two.
We get that guy sometimes that buys it and wants it right away, but we offer, like, some of our products we offer ground, priority, and UPS on.
Yes.
Like, they could pick from the 3 different shipping options. They'll buy it with the cheapest one and choose ground advantage, and then immediately message you and ask you if you can upgrade them to a faster shipping method for free, of course, because they already paid.
Oh, yes. That happens on all of my listings, pretty much. Well, anything that's over the 1 pound has multiple choices. Ground Advantage, priority. If it's even a heavier weight, if it gets over like 3 pounds or 4 pounds, I throw in the UPS in there, all these different things. But yeah, the panic buyer that they need to know right now, when's it going to ship? When's it going to ship? I need it by this time. Well, it's going to ship out in this time frame, and this is what you chose, and that's what you're going to. That's when it'll be there. Look at it; tells you the estimated shipping time when you're buying that. Expected by such and such time. So, but they did get the coat the next day, so they were super excited.
And now they can go enjoy something that's horribly boring, like a sports game.
Oh, I hope they don't return the coat since Ohio State lost.
They're going to see if you got a Michigan one.
I didn't think about that. I do not. I'm not hardcore like a lot of fans around here, but
we sell a lot of Michigan and Notre Dame stuff. Those are 2 sports teams that I watch out for because they always sell.
Yeah.
Seems like it doesn't really matter. Those always sell, so I always pick them up when I can. But
yeah.
Let's see. The last and final that we have on our list, and you guys can add to this list, just throw them in the comments. But the last one we have is the Feedback Novelist. And that's on here because we just recently had this. We found these little woodland elf flexible doll things for Christmas.
Okay.
And they were weird. We didn't think they were worth anything. They're just like, they have wire legs you can bend and wings, and they're just little woodland elves for Christmas decorations. And we picked up like 7 or 8 of them. They sold really good, but one lady that bought 2 or 3 of them, she came back and left feedback that was like, I don't know, like, is this long. I don't know how many words that is, but it's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words. Yeah.
And it looked like what she did was just used AI to create a description for my listing.
Visual text. It's this much.
Described the product. It was such a weird review. If you go to my eBay store, you could see the feedback, but she basically just described the product. It was such a weird review, but it was literally like, her reviews are this long, and like, what is that? 6 inches?
6 inches of words, 6 inches of feedback. That's
unless you're on
never
mobile.
Had that.
If you're on mobile, then well, I could tell we're wrapping this one up. Santa's in the innuendos again.
A lot of feedback is
I like it. I mean, it was good feedback. I don't have a problem with it. It's just it was a lot of feedback.
Here's what I took out of that description though, Cory, is that you bought all these bendable woodland creatures and then you said we didn't think that they would sell very well.
We didn't.
Why did you buy them?
Because they were part of a bigger buy.
Okay.
And they were unique. We had never seen them before, so we lotted them in with a bigger buy.
Okay.
It's not something we looked up and bought individually. It was just they were odd enough and we had never seen them and we were doing a bulk deal, so we just got them thrown in. I think we had like 10 cents in each one. That
makes a little more sense than...
Oh, we buy a lot of dumb stuff we shouldn't buy.
Oh, yeah. I got a whole garage full of that stuff out there. It's like, oh, I'm going to buy this because it looks good. It has a horrible sell-through rate, but if I even looked it up to begin with, has a horrible sell-through rate.
Dumb stuff that we shouldn't buy, that one would think the next step in our business model would be whatnot. Sorry, we had to get a whatnot dig in there at least once per episode.
Again, send your complaints to Cory, Grams and Pops.
We need a suggestion box.
I'm having fun. I love whatnot. I love the social aspect of it. That's that. And
I think we've established this. You even communicate with your buyers when they want to talk about recipes.
I think
this episode was kind of telling. It explains why I don't like whatnot. For the same reason you like whatnot.
That's pretty much. Yeah. The social aspect, it's a people person sort of a thing. It's getting yourself out there, just having fun, and you sell some stuff. Yeah. Is it are you selling the stuff? Is it, personally, am I selling it as high as I could on eBay? No, I'm not. But am I making profit on the items?
Oh, let's be honest now. If it would sell on eBay, it would be on eBay.
Not if you're not necessarily, not if you're like me. That's not. If I have to snap one picture and put it on whatnot and be able to explain it and sell it to move stuff along. Again, I'm not talking like just the junk stuff that I made a bad buy on. I'm talking like other things that you get out of it, what you put into it. As far as if you're bringing good items, we don't need to go down a whatnot discussion this late in the show. But if you're bringing decent items, you're going to get, again, I'm selling stuff at a profit. Is it as high a profit? No, it's not. But I also
the key takeaway here is whatnot's for suckers.
Not one bit. Again, complaint department.
Agree to disagree.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree. You know what I found? I was going to bring this up earlier. YouTube, and then we're going to end on this because I find YouTube, I haven't watched as much YouTube recently, and I always had the YouTube premium account where you get no ads and stuff like that, and whatever, a couple other little features that you get with that. Well, I thought I need to cut some costs, look at things that I'm doing, and I thought, well, YouTube Premium, I don't watch as much content as I did before. So I'm going to get rid of that. YouTube is literally, to me, unwatchable without a premium account. Even during like a live, I'm watching lives and there's commercials in the middle of the lives.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Every show that you go to click on and watch somebody's new video come out. Oh, hey, that's Grams and Pops have a new video out. Let's go watch it. It starts out with a commercial, and then you watch a little bit, and then it's a commercial, and it's like, literally when the first commercial comes up afterwards, I'm gone. Goodbye. I'm not watching the rest of it.
Don't be shitting on Grams and Pops channel. Like ours is the one channel worth watching with commercials. I'll tell you.
Well. I'm not shitting on your channel. I'm just saying yours would be one of the content that I would watch. And so I click on there. But I mean, so many channels, especially if I'm going to watch like somebody new or something that came up that interests me.
They are hard to watch with commercials.
I think that it is unwatchable. And
we've been spoiled by premium.
People they lose at least my view or a lot of it, because there's so many of them, unless that content is really engaging or it's somebody that I'm supporting and just want to give them the view time.
Get that first commercial and just click away.
Yeah, I'm gone. It's just like, so I don't know.
Well, I do have
either
a
spending the
solution.
$25 a month. What is it?
Instead of cutting premium, get your premium subscription back so you can watch YouTube again, and just cut out some of the bleach expenses that you have. And I think it'll even out. Just buy less bleach.
But I've got plenty of money in my bleaching budget. How many of you have a bleaching budget? Leave down in the comment if you have.
That's a great way to end the show.
We are going to get out of here again. Soft soap. I need to see some money. And if you're near me, sniff me. I mean, I've
sniff me.
I've always said that. So have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week on the Reseller Clickbait Podcast.